Am I the a-hole for not wanting to use my college fund to pay for my brother's treatment? Original post. My parents divorced when I was about 7 because my dad had admitted to having an affair. My mom and I moved out of our house and into an apartment, while my dad immediately moved his mistress into our house because she was pregnant with my twin brothers. My mom was devastated, but she quickly picked herself up for us. She went back to school, and as a result, she continued climbing up in her career. My mom adjusted better, going from a double-income household to a single income, and was able to contribute a substantial amount of money to my college fund. My dad, on the other hand, had a harder time, as he now has to support a family of 4, sometimes 5 on a single income, as his wife is a stay-at-home mom. My dad did not have much disposable income, and so did not contribute as much to the fund. I'm going to finish school soon, and I have a good shot at getting into my first choices of college. Unfortunately, my brother, 10 male, was diagnosed with a kidney disease, which has progressed to where he needs to be on dialysis. My dad is drowning in medical debt, so my mom agreed he no longer needed to pay child support. The specialist had suggested a different treatment for my brother, as most other treatments didn't help or stopped working, and they are running out of options short of a transplant, which is not doable at this time. This treatment is not covered by insurance and costs a lot, and my dad can't take out a loan due to debt. Dad and his wife sat me down when I was over and asked if I would be willing to let them borrow my college fund to pay off my brother's treatment. They offered to pay the money back, but I knew they wouldn't be able to. I really don't want to give them the money, because I know if I don't get any scholarships, I wouldn't be able to go to the college. I want to, without going into debt myself. My future would be at risk, and I know my dad wouldn't help if I needed it. In addition, the money technically belongs to my mom. I can't just give it away, and I know she would refuse to give them the money. My dad and his wife are furious at both my mom and I, and is trying to guilt me into it. I do feel terrible for my little brother. Am I the a-hole? Edit to add, my dad does have a second job that he works on the weekends, and his wife homeschools the boys, and is a full-time caregiver for my brother. My dad's family disowned him when the affair came to light. He did get some help from his brother and sister, but they can only give so much. I do think I was his last option, as his wife did not have a lot of family. Lastly, of course I would feel bad if something happened to my brother. He's just a little kid, but I would want to help him with my own money, and I can only do that if I start my career debt-free. I also don't want to risk my own future. Not the a-hole. The money isn't yours firstly. It was allocated by your mother for a specific thing. You're damn right you're not getting the money back if you loan them. It was grossly inappropriate for our father to ask for money from you, who I presume is a minor. And he already said his mom wouldn't go for it, so I don't see it happening. I don't blame the OP's mother for not going for it. Her husband had an affair and kicked the OP and their mother out of the family home. The mother was pretty generous, with agreeing that the father didn't have to pay child support anymore. Especially considering the cause of his debt is also the direct result of his affair. OP's mom sounds like an amazing woman. Literally bootstrapping it while raising a child as a single parent, managing to contribute enough to create a significant college fund. And now she voluntarily gives up child support because of the health of a child that was the result of the affair that broke her marriage. Honestly, I would not be surprised if she said to give up the college fund and that she would still take care of school, just because there is a sick child. Man, it would not be right to even ask her though. Not the a-hole. You have a lovely, understanding, and clear-eyed view of this. He'd never pay you back, and you'd be stuck under college debt for the next 20 years. Ask your mom to be the bad guy. She can have her divorce attorney send a letter telling him the funds are hers to control, and she's not giving up years of her savings for him and his affair partner's expenses. She can also tell him that she'll take him to court to end his custody if he keeps trying to financially abuse a 17-year-old. That's a bit of a feint since you could choose to go no contact at any point, but it might shock him out of his behavior. Also, his access to that account needs to be removed ASAP. He does not have access, only mom does. Not the a-hole. That money is your mom's money that was set aside from her for your college. It was not meant to pay for her ex-husband's kids' treatments. They call it a loan, but it is not. It will never be repaid, and your mom will be out thousands of dollars of her hard-earned money. They need to come up with other sources, such as holding fundraisers, car washes, yard sales, GoFundMe, and barbecue do well in my area. They can also look into government aid or medical studies where treatment would be covered. Now for the update. So after I called my mom, she left work early and picked me up from Dad's house. She took me for coffee and I'd explained what happened. After talking a bit, she said I could either keep the fund as is and not give Dad the money, or we can take the money that Dad had contributed and give that back to him. I told her I wanted to give Dad back the money he'd put in. So after we finished our coffee, Mom withdrew the exact amount Dad put in over the years. Mom also matched the amount and added it to give to Dad. I waited in the car while she gave Dad the money, and he was upset because the money wasn't enough. Mom told him that is all he's going to get from her and threatened to take him to court if he and his wife keeps harassing me. This is probably the last update as I am going low contact with Dad for now. Thank you everyone for the genuine support and the advice. The mom chose to be generous and match the amount he contributed, and he was still upset that it wasn't enough. Like, it's a really horrible situation all around, but being upset with the mom of all people is just... I mean, we knew she was generous because she allowed him to stop paying child support years ago. But then to match the contribution she was refunding him? The father doesn't deserve either of them. I hope OP goes no contact. Poor kid. The mom stopping the child support was very generous and not at all something she had to do. Same with matching the amount the dad put in over the years. The dad is in a horrible situation, but dragging his child into it is beyond messed up. Don't worry, the dad and the wife will divorce within few years. He will get tired of her sitting around and not contributing enough. And he will cheat again just to cope. But this time the wife may not leave, because let's be honest, she is not OP's mom. My dad abandoned me, but now he wants me to help his new family out. I, 19 female, never had my dad, 39 male, in my life. He would pop up once every 5 years and act like a super dad. He lied to my cousin's mom, telling her he paid for my prom. I didn't even go to my prom. And that he paid my senior dues, etc. My dad doesn't know anything about me or what I'm interested in. When I was around 16, my grandmother told me my dad had a new girlfriend and he wants me to meet her kids. I laughed at her and refused because I'm tired or being disappointed and hurt over someone who clearly doesn't want me. My brother, 18 male, thinks I should reconsider because his mom and our dad both raised him. I told him our dad was actually a father to him, but not me, and I'm not about to be around his 3 daughters when he didn't even raise his first child. My dad called me from my grandma's phone recently, panicking because his daughter's birthday cake got ruined. I have a small business where I sell dessert and other things like that. He wanted me to bake a 3-tiered cake with floral designs and her favorite chocolates on the top. I laughed at him and asked him why would I do that. His exact words were, "You make cakes for strangers, but you can't help your sister out?" I told him she's not even my sister and to not talk to me again because I finally got to a place where I shut off all emotion and I don't care anymore. I told him he made me this way and I can't let anyone in because of him. My brother called me asking me what happened because Anna, my supposed sister, called him crying. I told him what I said and he told me our dad lied and exaggerated what I said. I'm not cruel, nor do I have problems with his kids, but they aren't family and I'm not doing favors for anyone who I don't care for. My grandma called me saying I'm an a-hole, and I finally snapped. I let out years of hurt and disappointment in a group chat with her, my dad and brother. She said nothing I was saying was true, and my dad was a great dad. My brother spoke up for me and said he wasn't going to talk to her anymore because she's delusional and talked bad to me. My brother's girlfriend and dad's girlfriend called me, snapping on me saying I ruined her family and I'm trying to mess up my brother and grandma's bond. My brother still loves our grandma, he just doesn't like how she's acting towards me because of her own son's actions. Me and my brother went out, and we had a long talk about how we both feel, and I really opened up about our dad and he fully understood. We never talked about my dad, and he thought he was around more and apologized. My dad expected me to make the cake for free and decorate it how she wants, and watch her 7-year-old little sister while making the cake, so Anna and her mom can get their nails done. And I would be coming to the party and still getting her a gift on top of the free cake. I don't know what delusion they live in and I felt like I wasn't wrong, but everyone is calling me making it seem like I'm an a-hole. The only one who isn't making a big fuss about it is Aaliyah, 19 female, Anna's older sister. I love my brother and will always talk to him, but am I wrong for cutting off my grandmother and not doing an unpaid favor for my dad's stepdaughter? You were more than justified in your actions. Rest easy. Yeah, I doubt there was even a ruined cake, and dude was lying to get a free cake. Then, like my narcissistic mother-in-law has done, tried turning every other family member on me for something completely justified. Don't let any of them gaslight you. You know exactly what you lived through and how you were treated. There are 4 kids in our family. Our dad did everything for the oldest and pretty much ignored or shat on the rest of us. After dad died and the oldest wanted to talk about dad and how he was the greatest, etc., etc., the rest of us finally told her what our experiences were, and she was in shock. It's hard to imagine that she never saw the huge difference between how she was treated and how we were treated. But she didn't. She knows now, and it blew her away. Your younger brother just doesn't see it. But you know what happened, and you have set your boundaries accordingly. Keep your convictions. My dad divorced my mom and remarried another woman like a year later when I was like 14. So it was me and my sister, and my stepmom's 6 kids. My sister the oldest, me and all the step-siblings younger. My dad got my sister a car, a cell phone, and paid for all her stuff. When I came of age, I asked if he would help me with those things. He told me to get a job. Then he got all the step-kids' cars and cell phones and stuff. For some reason, I was like the bastard child who got no help. I don't speak to my dad anymore. Screw that guy. Some kids just get picked to be shat on. I don't understand it, and it's not fair. I'm sorry. And yes, screw that guy. Your grandmother raised a deadbeat and now wants you to serve the man who abandoned you. You should go no contact with your dad, since your entire relationship seems him using you. He did nothing for you, so he doesn't get to be offended when you refuse to do his bidding. I'm sorry your dad and grandmother are narcissists. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to share my lottery winnings with my family? So I, 32 male, recently won a significant amount of money from the lottery. We're talking life-changing money here. I've always been the kind of person who values my independence and self-reliance, and I've worked hard to get where I am today. I've always been financially stable, but this is a whole new level. My family has always been a bit, let's say, financially irresponsible. They've never been good with money, and they've always relied on others to bail them out of their financial troubles. I've helped them out in the past, but it's always been with the understanding that they would try to improve their financial habits. When they found out about my lottery win, they immediately started asking for handouts. They said that it's only fair since we're family and that I have more than enough to share. They've even gone as far as to say that I owe them because they've helped me out in the past, which is not true. I've always been the one helping them. I've tried to explain to them that I want to use this money to secure my future and that I can't just give it away, but they're not listening. They're calling me selfish and ungrateful, and it's starting to cause a lot of tension in the family. I feel like I'm in the right here, but the constant guilt tripping is starting to get to me. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. Go find a lawyer now. Don't talk about the money with anyone. Don't promise anything, don't offer anything, don't do anything. Talk to a lawyer and start making a plan. Read on the personal finance sub. There's a sidebar with instructions for you. Go read it right now. Your lawyer call will be Monday morning. You are in danger now, no mistake. You have to protect yourself. Here in Portugal, 2 girls unalived one guy over 70,000 euros he received as compensation from his mother's death. Ran over. Good luck, OP. Not the a-hole. Don't give out money. I don't know what you won, but it's never enough to last you through retirement. Many winners burn through the money really fast, giving to family and friends. Invest it wisely with a known big company. Don't go with some family friend. Fastest way to get your money embezzled by that family friend. Be very careful and don't trust anyone with your finances. Always check and verify. Yeah, wife and I paid off a sibling and their spouse's entire debt to the tune of $100,000 when we had a major windfall many years ago. We told them the goal was for them to stop doing awful stuff on credit and cut up the cards. And since they both had great jobs and no kids, this should have really been a full reset for them. My wife and I agreed, we need to let this go once we do it and not worry about what they're doing financially. Next day, they upgraded their already very large TV. A week later, they bought expensive paintings at a gallery right in front of us. It was profoundly disappointing, and it literally changed our ideas that we could help people out of a crappy hole they dug for themselves. Edit. I didn't expect this post to blow up like it has. I'm genuinely overwhelmed by the amount of advice and perspectives you all have shared. It's given me a lot to think about. I've seen a lot of comments suggesting I should have kept my winnings a secret, and in hindsight, you're absolutely right. I let my excitement get the better of me, and now I'm dealing with the fallout. There's also been a lot of debate about whether I should help my family or not. Some of you think I should cut them off entirely, while others suggest I should help them in a more controlled and constructive way. I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do, but your input has been incredibly helpful. Now for the update. Reality is starting to set in. Reading through all your responses, I've realized the magnitude of the situation I'm in. The advice, the stories, the perspectives, it's all been incredibly helpful and eye-opening. After much thought, I've decided to take a step back from everything. I'm going to take some time for myself, away from my family and the pressures they're putting on me. I need to clear my head and figure out my next steps without the constant guilt-tripping and demands. I'm not running away from my responsibilities, but rather giving myself the space to make the right decisions. I want to ensure that this windfall is a blessing, not a curse. I'll be seeking professional advice from lawyers and financial advisors to ensure I handle this responsibly. I'm also considering some of your suggestions about setting boundaries with my family and possibly offering a one-time assistance, but that's something I'll decide on later. Thank you all for your support, advice, and understanding. It's been a whirlwind, but your words have provided some much-needed perspective. I'll update you all when I've figured things out. Until then, take care.